We want you to know that you create your reality by contouring your thoughts, and that you don't do it all at once, but that you have a guidance system within you that will help you to do it. And you also have a very responsive universe all around you, giving evidence all day, every day, of what your vibrational frequency is. Esther had one of the most enlightening and therefore satisfying days of her entire life at the Del Mar Fair, where grandchildren Kate and Luke demonstrated the principle of your vibrational point of attraction with such vividness that Esther will never wonder about it or law of attraction again. At the outset, almost the moment that they walked in the gate, Esther said, in her enthusiasm of the magnificent day that was going to unfold, because who doesn't want to be there with all of that? She said, there is a lot to choose from, so if you feel attracted to anything, just point at it. And right away, Luke said, I'm attracted to that. And it was a wheel. It wasn't a game. It was a sort of wheel. And so Luke spun the wheel and won free tacos. She wasn't very excited about. And then Kate spun the wheel and got something she really didn't want, a chance to win something at Knott's Berry Farm. And she looked slightly disappointed, and the nice man said, spin the wheel again, sweetheart. So she did. Got the same thing. The stupid tickets to win something that she didn't want. And she looked slightly disappointed. And the nice man said, spin it again, sweetheart. So she spun it again and got Slurpees from 7-Eleven, something that she talks about incessantly. So there it began. Kate's world was responding to Kate in the most magnificent way, and Luke's world had turned to manure already. Because not only did he not get what he wanted, Kate did, which just made it so much worse. And then the day unfolded where everything Kate touched turned to gold. There was a basketball game where Luke's really good at basketball. He has a hoop in his backyard and he's really, really good at it. Just came back from Spurs camp. So Luke's throwing the ball and it's just bouncing back, bouncing back, bouncing back. Esther invested close to his college education in the game. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, three more, please. Kate threw her first ball and it went right in. And she won a great big Pegasus. Oh, it was so big and beautiful. And Esther looked at Kate and then she looked at Luke and she could see the momentum had already begun. We won't tell you all of the details, but it was a remarkable day of Kate winning so much that they had to make a trip to the car to put it all in. And Luke saying, it's like they don't want me to win. They had gone because there was a train concert. When Esther discovered Train, she called them and said, you have to come, we'll go to the fair and we'll see Train. And everyone was excited because everyone in that family, this family, loves Train. So a nice man comes through the audience and picks Kate. Would you like to go on stage with Train? Can you imagine? And are you getting the full implication of all of this? Before the concert, Luke had explained that his favorite Train song was Mermaid, and he knew all the words. That was the song that Kate got to sing on the stage. And then the concert ended. The band left the stage. The audience was thrilled and clapping and clapping and clapping and clapping and clapping, and Train came back. Sang another song. It was so wonderful. And tossed out 3 last t-shirts into the audience. Kate got one of them. And as they left the grounds. Esther thought, I loved this day so much because I've been Kate and I've been Luke. And Luke's been Kate and Kate's been Luke. And everyone I know has been one or the other of them. And it was such a glorious opportunity to watch the speed with which the universe is responding to the chosen point of attraction. And it was also interesting to Esther because she wanted more than life itself to explain to Luke, you see, honey, see how Kate feels and see what's happening, and see how you feel and see what's happening. But it was not a teaching moment for Luke. It never is it? That's not the time to talk about what you're doing wrong. It's not the time to talk about what anybody else is doing right. It's not the time to talk. It's not the time to try to fix it. It's not the time to try to fix it for someone you love, and it's not the time to fix it for yourself. Because the more effort you apply when that momentum is underway, you can't buck your own current. And that is the strongest thing that we want to say to all of you. Give yourselves a break and realize that your chance to choose your momentum, your chance to choose your point of attraction is early on. Early in the day. Now, you can reactivate yesterday's momentum by remembering what you were thinking about. And if you stay there for 17 seconds, you'll get that momentum going. But we really want you to hear that yesterday's momentum need not enter today's vibrational point of attraction. It's logical that it does because you're habitual creatures and because you've got same friends that you visit with and you have these patterns that you've developed. But as you accept this small handful of things, first, all of your power, your point of power is right here, right now, in this present moment. An easier way for you to hear that is you have the power to choose any vibrational disc. You have the power to do it. You have the choice to do it, but you don't have sometimes the skill to do it yet because law of attraction is yielding to you the vibrational equivalent of the momentum that you've already gotten established. So if you could accept from us, we are not kidding you at all. Yesterday's momentum has no power in today unless you reach into yesterday and today reactivate the thought of yesterday. Do you believe that? Yes. So when you get up and you know about this disc and you know about thought and you know about the 17-second rule, and we're not talking about food on the floor. You know that you've got 17 seconds to establish momentum, that you have choices. Then each day you do it, you'll get better and better and better at it. And so this is what we would do if we were standing in your physical shoes. We would put ourselves in our bed at night and we would say, tomorrow's going to be a whole new day and I'm going to get off on the right vibrational foot tomorrow and I'm looking forward to it. Period. We wouldn't spend a lot of time beating any drums or making any promises to self or getting all girded up in determination. We would just softly make the statement to ourselves and then go to sleep as easily as we can. Then, in your first awareness that you are awake and aware, we would acknowledge it's a new day and a new possibility of momentum. And then we would contemplate these spinning discs that Abraham has been talking about, and we would just make a statement. I choose the high-flying disc. I choose the highest, most resistant-free vibration that I can find. And it's going to be fun to see what that choice of that disc yields for me today. And no big deal in any event. And then we would just take the day as it comes. In the first moment that there's a dip in the way you feel, you'll have conscious awareness that you've maybe chosen another disc, and you might even have awareness of what subject it was that took you there. Because you have patterns of thought, you have issues that you deal with, you have certain people that take you there, you know that you do. And what's going to happen to you after a few days is you're not going to feel protective of this high-flying disc, you're going to feel confident in your ability to get there. Maybe for a while not confident in your ability to stay there because life happens and you got stuff going on and there's momentum and there's people that you're dovetailing with, and some of them are easier to stay with than others. But gradually you'll begin to choose those conversations with others that are likely to keep you there and avoid those conversations that are not. But in the avoiding, there is the actual choosing of the other. So you can't walk through your day and say, I'm not going to talk to you, because that person shows right up. Just the idea that you're not going to talk to that person puts you on the disc where they live. And then every corner you turn, there they are again. It's uncanny. They're like stalkers. They're everywhere you don't want them to be. Law of attraction, make sure of that. But as you play with this for a little while, you'll begin to notice the absolute correlation between the magical things, it will seem like magic, it isn't, that begin happening in your life. The rendezvous with thoughts and ideas and others that feel better and better and better, until eventually you'll have this attitude, oh yeah, I choose that disc and usually I can stay there for a little while, and I can't usually stay there all day, and it doesn't matter because each day I choose it again and again and again. You just get better and better at navigating your way up this emotional scale. We want to talk about momentum, and we want to talk about influence, and we want to talk about the power of someone like your mother, who is now non-physically focused, who is pure positive energy, who holds no regrets, and who is focused upon you. So we want you to focus for a little bit on non-physical energy, whether you define it as your mother, or whether Esther defines it as Jerry, or whether you call it Abraham, or whether you call it what most people refer to this non-physical energy as God, although they sort of mess it up with all of the things that they think about that. But whatever label you want to give to this non-physical energy, feel the power of it, the momentum of it, the lack of resistance of it, and therefore the potential influence of it. And know that that energy knows everything that you've put into the vortex, where it is in relationship to you, and is carving out constantly paths of least resistance in order for you to find your way exactly to all of the things that you want, with the most vivid detail that you have applied to your vortex. It is really a wonderful thing to experience. So what we're wanting you to focus upon for a moment is the feeling of that power of influence. And we want you to feel the power of that influence so strong. We want you to feel the vortexual version of it. We want you to feel the momentum of it, stronger than your earth spinning in its orbit. We want you to feel the upward motion of it. And we want you to feel its attention on you, and the potential for calling you vibrationally upward to it. So here's this energy calling you upward, calling you upward, calling you upward. And if you are a cooperative component, up you go. Which means if you have not done that thing you do that holds you in a different vibration and makes you resistant to that, then up you go. So as each day goes by, that you are a little lighter, a little freer, a little less enamored with the troubles of your life, a little less verbal and a little less vocal, and a little less giving airtime to the things that you don't want. As you cease doing more and more that thing you've been doing that has been holding you in a vibrational frequency that has been making you resistant to this upward motion, you become more buoyant. It's like the cork floats right to the surface unless you hold it under the water. And as you play with this idea of finding better and better feeling thoughts, you become just more naturally buoyant. And then the better it gets, the better it gets. Because in that lightheartedness that you felt, you described this feeling of immeasurable relief when your mother made her transition. That's what it feels like when you're not holding yourself in resistance to your natural energy and flow. So the first thing we would do is set the stage the night before, acknowledge in the morning, and then do our best to stay on that high-flying disc as best we could through the day. We've written book after book after book and filled them with process after process after process, all with the intention of helping you to release resistance. And all of them are effective. The better you get at understanding how these laws of the universe work, the more you can apply these processes. Recently, we've been saying to you, and we mean it with everything that we have, don't work too hard at trying to get back on the disc, because once you fall off, there's enough momentum that almost any struggle or effort that you offer will be counterproductive to you, because you get defensive. You try to justify. You try to explain to somebody who's not even asking, well, you see why I'm not on the disc is because of that and that and that and that and that. The less airtime you give to the explanation of why you don't feel good, the less you'll hold yourself in that other momentum that is counter to what you want. So we'd just be as happy as we can be, as long as we could be. And then when you're aware that you have fallen or that you have chosen a different disc, then we would apply